We have the latest on the Seattle Seahawks coaching search on this edition of Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here. Thanks for stopping by. And some major developments within the last several hours of the likes of Ben Johnson and Mike Macdonald as both of their seasons ended, with the Lions losing to the San Francisco 49ers and the Ravens losing to the Kansas City Chiefs. And that kind of escalates the process a bit for these guys to get interviews and to get a potential chance to stake their claim to be the next head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. We'll tell you what's going on with both of those guys in just a moment. Before we do, if you want the Seahawks to hire the right head coach, need you to go ahead and like today's video. Make sure that John Schneider gets the job done and does it the right way. We want to do our part to make sure the Seahawks hire the right head coach. Like the video, and we'll get started with today's show. Let's begin with this update from Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated, saying the following. The Seahawks are interviewing Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson tonight and Ravens defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald tomorrow for their head coaching job. Sources tell me and Connor Orr. Seattle has waited for those two. With Detroit and Baltimore out, they move forward. Schefter then went on the Pat McAfee Show, one of my favorite shows, and said this: I'm not convinced yet that Brian Johnson is getting the Commander's job. People think Brian Johnson is going to Washington and Dan Quinn is going to Seattle. I will bet you at a minimum that one of those isn't right, and maybe both. So Schefter brings up an interesting point that this was the odds-on favorite situation, right? What we had been told, what all indications were, that it looks like Ben Johnson's headed towards Washington, Dan Quinn headed towards Seattle. But sometimes these things fall apart at the 11th hour, right? Where you have a last-minute disagreement or somebody presents you a better offer, whatever it may be. Maybe you end up liking another candidate better, whatever it is. But the bottom line is this, that this is not over. Now, if this were a betting situation, if we had to put our money down, Dan Quinn's still the odds-on favorite. That part hasn't changed. But the fact that the idea that this is a foregone conclusion, that we know exactly what's going to happen, is just not true. Credit to John Schneider for being patient and giving Macdonald and Johnson a chance at this job, because John Schneider could have easily said, look, we got to move on with our lives. We got to start preparing for the offseason, for the draft, and know our game plan ahead. I got to go hire a coach, and I can't wait around these guys. Instead, let him go through the conference championships, and now he's got the chance to potentially see if they are worthy of this job. Pick one to hire between the following: Dan Quinn, type D; Mike Macdonald, type M; Ben Johnson, type P. Don't like any of those? Type O for other in the comments section and let me know which coach you would like to have in Seattle. D for Dan Quinn, M for Mike Macdonald, B for Ben Johnson, O for other on our pinned comment today. Today's show is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS for $100 deposit match. Choose two or more players in any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points, passing yards, rushing yards, receiving yards. Maybe you want to mix and match different leagues, the NFL, the NBA, NHL, and more. Prize Picks, this is what I got for the big game. Going with Patrick Mahomes to have a crazy amount of passing yards, more than half a passing yard. That'd be better than what Aaron Rodgers did week one. Also got Isaiah Pacheco to have more than half a rushing and receiving touchdown, and Christian McCaffrey to have more than 33.5 receiving yards. If all three of those hit and we put, let's say, I don't know, $20 down, that's going to turn into $100 on Prize Picks. Play along with me. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS for a $100 deposit match. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, proud partner of Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Now, let me say, when it comes to these three candidates, we have talked about on this program every single candidate, right? We've covered our bases on everybody. And when I look at these three in particular, none of them are my first choice. Let me make that clear. But I'd be content with any of the three. I can live with that. I can go to sleep at night if you hire one of these three coaches as the next Seahawks head coach. the most exciting choice, if we're up to me, if I'm choosing between these three, I got to go the offensive guy. I'm going Ben Johnson, who I've said before, and I'll say again, is the best young offensive mind in football. This would be surprising if they hire Ben Johnson, if they go a 180 from what we're accustomed to and what we expect within this Seahawks organization of how they've done things with Pete Carroll and being a defense-first team, and considering Dan Quinn was the favorite for this job beginning. But it's intriguing to go this route with Ben Johnson. If you're going to go young in offense, that's your guy. Now, Dan Quinn, if you're looking for the safe bet, then Dan Quinn could be your guy. If you want to keep things, running afloat, like you don't want to rock the boat too much, then yeah, Dan Quinn could be your guy in that sense. We've seen he has taken a team to a Super Bowl. He's done a good job as defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. He is familiar with the organization. And then the real wild card in all this is Mike Macdonald. And Mike Macdonald has impressed me a lot. He did a really good job with the Baltimore Ravens, but that feels like the third most likely of these three, because it's, all right, do we go with what we're familiar with in Quinn? Do we go the opposite, a young offensive mind or Ben Johnson, or the young defensive mind Mike Macdonald? I feel like that's the third one in the clubhouse, but I could live with the idea of any of these three being the Seahawks head coach. I mean, for goodness sakes, we talked about Mike Kafka getting 2 interviews at one point. All right, I can live with one of these three as long as I don't have, Mike Kafka as my head coach, for goodness sakes. I can live with one of these three. Now, when a head coach does get hired, and it looks like things are getting close, we will go live here on Seahawks Today. I am hoping and praying, John, do not hire a coach at 1 o'clock in the morning. I would like to get my sleep. Maybe in the middle of the day. That'd be nice while I'm in the office. Don't make me come in while, I'm enjoying the rest of my evening, whatever it may be. But even if I am enjoying the rest of my evening, I'll find a way to stop what I'm doing and get to the studio, and we'll go live. We'll react to the head coaching hire whenever it does happen right here on Seahawks Today. So you better subscribe now. Stay alert. We're going to bring you coverage whenever that coaching hire happens. We'll go live, react to it right here on Seahawks Today. Top Pelissero of the NFL Network is saying that this all could be wrapped up in the next 48 hours. We told you, within the last couple days that this was wrapping up, that this was nearing its end. The finish line is very close to getting this all wrapped up. We will know our answer one way or another on who that Seahawks head coach is very, very soon. And we got some news on Monday that Clint Hurtt is not returning as the defensive coordinator, that he's off to Philly to be their new defensive line coach, taking a demotion from the job he held in Seattle. And that's such a huge relief that Clint Hurtt's not coming back. So the new head coach is going to get to hire their staff. They're going to get to establish their identity, which is a very, very good thing. This new head coach gets to pick out a brand new OC, brand new DC, which I think is great, to hit the reset button, start over, new head coach, new coordinators, and everything on that front. Now, who should replace Clint Hurtt? Who should be the next D coordinator for Seattle? Weigh in the comment section. Tell me who you think that should be. If you enjoyed today's show, then you better hit that like button. You better do it. Hit that like button now. We'd appreciate it, and we'll see you next time here on the channel.